Welcome back to the show, guys, and I'm your mixing engineer, Andrew Rayburn here. I'm gonna fire up some beats here, and I got a very special treat for you guys today. I'm gonna be talking about drum surgery here. Now, a lot of producers kind of, struggle to get a drum sounding nice and modern and punchy and all that. So we're gonna cut straight to the video and I'm gonna show you how we can get that drum surgery going. So let's get right down into the show here. And that's a demo rhythm I built, a fresh one. So we're gonna talk about drum surgery here. Now, a lot of engineers, sometimes, most of us use samples, the live drums, whatever, and we tend to kind of get a little bit timid on EQ, and we kind of don't want to mess around with the drum much. We want to leave it as it is and just raise the volume and all that. But I'm going to show you that even although you're hearing a nice little clean recording here, it's lacking a lot of things, and that's what I'm here to do. Let you guys know what's really going on. So I have the kick drum here, the snare drums, and a bass. We're going to target drums. So this is what we got here. Now the snare is okay for like a trap snare, and the hi-hats is nice. But however, that kick is whack, man. It's a little flabby. A little too much on the top end. There's no bottom end here. There's no definition. So let's get to surgery here. So the first thing I'm going to do here, let me go ahead and for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to play the drum by itself here. I'm going to pull up a stock EQ here on Studio One. By the way, the 5.5 update is out, guys. Some nice features in it with strumming MIDI chords and all that. Check out the new update for Studio One 5 professional users. You can benefit from that. So we're analyzing the kick here. And if you want to get a little bird's eye view of what's going on, I personally don't use analyzers here. I use my ears, always ears, man. I've learned from some of the best in America. And the visualizers is good. It's supposed to be kind of letting your eyes see exactly what your ear is hearing. It's supposed to be synced up. So, as I told you before, this kick has no bottom end. It's flabby, meaning it's not punchy. A little bit too much top end. I'm not getting that real image of a kick. So you might say, how does a kick supposed to sound? Well, let's get right into it. So we know that the top end information is up here. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of that boxy sound here. So I'm going to engage my EQ here. And generally, you want to look around maybe the lower mid-range, maybe 300 to 400 here. So I'm going to maybe go around to 400 here. I'm going to move around a little bit. Right about there. Now you might say, Ray, it's sounding softer. Yeah, we want to get rid of that box. And let's get rid of that top end that we don't like too much there. Okay. Now it's sounding quiet. It sounds a little bit better, but quiet. So we go from here to here. Now it's sounding a little bit better. Well, we lost the top, and we're gonna bring that back here. Now we need some low end here, so I'm gonna go down to maybe the 50 range here, 50 hertz, maybe right about there. And I'm gonna go back to the top end here. I'm gonna bring down even more of that 2K. Now it's sounding a little bit more punchy here. So we went from this boring, a kick that sucks, to you might say, well, Ray, it's kind of sounding more terrible. There's no top end. That's right. There's no top end. What we're doing, we're doing some drum surgery here. We're transforming this kick. We're shaping the tone here. So we're knocking out the 500 range here. We're taking about a buttload of 2K here, so we can get rid of that flabby sound. We don't want a punchy kick. And the further I take down the 2K, and then it sounded a little more tight, but we lost the top. We're gonna put that back in, and we've boosted about 8 dB here, about 50, so we can get some nice rumbling going on there. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go ahead and add another stock EQ. Now we've shaped the tone. Now we're going to put back what we lost. We're going to put back what we lost here. So I have the EQ on the left, which is the tone shaper. And now we're going to do some enhancing here. So I'm going to start off with the maybe the 1K range here. I'm going to put my own top end beater sound. Maybe right about there, off, on. Let's mess around with a little bit of 8K. Getting a little bit of sparkle there. We're gonna go back to our tone shaper here, and already we're getting some nice clarity from the kick. Let's go down further here to the lower mids here. And this is the vision, the sound that I envision in my head, how this kick is supposed to be going. Now, if we want a little bit more punch, we can add a compressor, obviously, but I'm just using the EQ here. So I'm going to play, and now we got something here. So we went from basically no tone. We went from there, going here, and for this kind of textured kind of drum, we want to keep it like that. We don't want too much top end. We get a little bit of top end back, but we don't want too much. It's more nice and subtle here, rather than having this flabby sound here. Now I'm going to move down to the snare drum here. I'm going to pull up a Pro EQ. Pretty much snare samples like these. Don't really want to add too much. I'm going to try a little bit of bottom end. Let's get a little bit of weight. I'm going to leave it like that. Hi-hats, not going to mess with that. I'm going to bring in the bass here. Now, a tip, guys, when it comes to bass, this one's lacking low end. It has nice texture. I like the tone, but no low end here. So what we can do here, we can add a little bit of drive here. I'm going to put on the NLS here. I'm going to pull up EQ here. Take out a little bit of the mid-range here. I'm going to be boosting a little bit of bottom end here. Take out some resonance here. Get a little bit of that pick texture here on the 5K. So we went from here to here. And that's pretty much it. We have the rest of the instruments here. Now, what we learn here, guys, now already the drums is sounding much more. It sounds like actually a different kick now. So I want you guys to pay attention to these frequency here, and you can, I would say, majority of the time make a kick that's lacking. I know I said this kick sucked, but the only thing it was lacking, what made it suck, was that it didn't have any low end. It was too much top end, which made it sound flabby. But we've corrected that with the tone shaping here. We went ahead and pulled out the 500 here, and we pulled out the 2K so we can get rid of that flabby sound, which kind of brought a little more soft but tighter. And then we added a buttload of dB on the 50 hertz range here. Now, there's no rules. I'm pushing almost 9 dB here just to get that weight. And then when we did that, we went ahead and did the enhancement here. Now we've turned into a different different sample drum, and we've made a little bit of enhancement here. We actually started the mixing right here. We added a little bit of 2K and a little bit of 8K at 4 dB. And we've put in back the little top end, but not too much, because we don't want that flabby sound to come back. And we've given the track some body with the kick. The snare drum, all we did add a little bit of weight. And this is based off of, feel, let's make it sound a little bit more close to you. What you can do, you can experiment with some effects here. Add a little bit of, a delay here, a little bit of phasing, flangering here. Add some movement to it. Add a nice little, movement to it. And so we've boosted that 50 range I was telling you about. And on the bass, we did a similar treatment here. We went ahead and took out a little bit of mid-range here because there was a little bit too mid-range. I love the texture of the bass. And we wanted to preserve that acoustic pick noise there. So we added the 5K off, on, and we added 50 about almost 11 dB. And some of you may say, but Ray, you shouldn't be boosting on bass. There's no rules, guys. This bass clearly lacked low end. Like, there's no low end on it. There's mostly mid-range. So we strike the balance there. And if you want, you can add maybe a bass amp. You can see how that sounds, and maybe you can get a good result too as well. But this one, to my experience, my professional experience here, all I need was some low end added in there. You can do that with an analog plug and get a little bit more texture. But as long as we have that curve, that balance in the bass there. And notice it's not getting away of the kick, You can still hear that kick punching. And it almost sounds like we have a compressor on it. Let's go ahead and look for a little bit more resonance here. Right about 200 and pull that down. So we went, guys, from here. Flabby and lacking low end, and we went to here. So I want to leave that with you guys. Remember, you can hit me up on YouTube here. You can check out my website at www.precisionproduction.webstars.com. Link in the description in the video. And if you want to buy rhythms, want me to mix and master for you, I charge reasonable prices here. You get top-of-the-line mixing, Spotify-ready release here. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.